RDAP Dan here, Federal Prison Time Consulting. Hope you guys are having a great day. Here we are once again with another awesome client success story. We just received an email yesterday from a client that was sentenced and he received probation. So you know me, I like sharing these success stories with you guys. The biggest reason is I know a lot of you have questions. Maybe your attorneys tell you things like this do not work. And this is the second one in less than 7 days that received a probated sentence. Actually, I've got the email. I printed it out from the client. His first name is Albert. He did allow us to use his first name. He prefers us not to give out all of his information. But we're going to go ahead and read this email for you guys. And this is some of the success stories that you can look forward to for yourself if you put yourself in the position for the best possible outcome. So this was dated yesterday. Just would like to let you know that today was my sentencing. The judge gave me a big break. I felt like he knew me personally due to how prepared I was. He made a point to let me know that he read every single one of my letters. He then went on to ask me what happened. I focused on everything that you and your team had prepared me for. I told him the truth about how I was responsible for my actions, and I explained, sorry, I'm trying to read and drive here, probably not the safest thing to do. I explained what I would have done differently if I would have known what I know now. I was looking at an 18 to 24 month sentence, and the judge said, I'm going to take a chance on you, and he gave me straight probation of 36 months. We could not believe it. I can't thank you and your team enough for all that you've done. Thank you, Albert. So that was an email from Albert yesterday, and we'll probably post that in the description here. You know, guys, it's really not rocket science. What it is it's been test and proven, trial tested. When you go through this enough times and you learn what is valued in these letters, what type of value can you put into this, when you look at mitigating your sentence and you ask yourself, what does that really look like? If you haven't done this before, and this is not to take anything away from criminal defense attorneys, your attorney has a very specific job detail, and his duties are to make sure that you have a plea agreement that you're going to accept. You understand what it means if you do take a plea deal. You understand that you could be looking at a prison sentence, really going over the in and outs of how that can affect you in your life. However, the things that most attorneys do not get too in depth in is what you can really do in addition on your own to create influence with the stakeholders at play, from judges, prosecutors, probation officers, your own attorney. And the one thing that a lot of individuals do not do is they don't take enough interest in their own case. They don't put enough work in on creating the influence for that best possible outcome. When you understand what type of work should go into narratives, preparing for the PSR interview, sentencing allocutions, your sentencing memorandum that your attorney should be preparing for the court, when you understand the dynamic of how every little piece plays a major role, and you really understand that 99% of the letters, what's going on, Kevin? 99% of the letters that individuals create when we're talking about narratives and reference letters, it's almost exactly the same letter that every other judge has read, or the same letter that every other defendant has prepared that's given to the judge. Meaning the judge has read whatever letter you think you're going to prepare that's super unique, the judge has probably seen it a million times over. I've told you guys we do not use templates. We're not big on creating information that the judge, we don't want to use anything that's something that's been used before. We want everything to be completely unique to create the outcome, to put you in that position to, if you're not going to receive probation, to at least put you in the position to receive the best possible outcome, which may mean a shorter sentence. Not everybody is going to receive a probated sentence. And Albert, he put in the time, he put in the effort, just like most of our clients that fall into this situation that end up receiving reduced sentences. They put in the work and the effort. It's not from any one thing. This happens to be the highlight when you go into sentencing. and the judge focuses on your letters or focuses on what else you've been doing, community involvement, giving back to the community, how are you preparing yourself to be viewed differently from everybody else in a similar situation to you? So you're not comparing yourself to murderers and rapists saying, well, I didn't kill anybody, I didn't rape anybody. The judge is going to see that I'm a really good person, and he's going to realize that I shouldn't go to prison. That very rarely happens. I'm not going to say that it never happens, but what you do need to understand is there's nothing specially unique about the fact that you're a first-time nonviolent offender, whether you're a white-collar criminal or just a first-time nonviolent offender. There's absolutely nothing special about that. And when that concept really takes root to you, and now you realize, well, if that's the truth and that's the case, how am I going to present myself differently from what this judge and the prosecutor and everybody else involved is used to seeing? That's where a valued prison consultant can really intensify the outcome by creating not just influence, but helping you create new habits, showing you where you should start instead of just saying, hey, here's the journey, go figure it out. We're showing you a roadmap that has worked for so many others before you, and it's going to work for so many of you after you. And yet we always get people going, well, does this really work? Do these letters really matter? Is the judge really going to care? You're putting all of these what if variables in the way. Is there an opportunity that the judge won't care? Absolutely. Is there an opportunity you're going to go through all of this work and you're spending $3,000 to $5,000 or more, and you get exactly the same sentence if you'd have went in there twiddling your thumbs? Yes, that opportunity exists, but if there is a chance that the work and effort, that combination of what we guide you to do and you picking up the ball and running with it, if you believe there's even a chance that it could make a difference, why would you not take the opportunity? Now, I understand not everybody has the financial situation to afford a service like this, whether it be for me or any other prison consultant. I gotta hope in that situation that you're either able to talk to your family, see the value, borrow the money, whatever it might be. And if worst case scenario, if you can't do that, at least pick up the phone, give us a call, 509-434-4695, or go through all of our videos and start taking notes and making your own roadmap. At least it's going to give you a better direction than maybe what you're looking at right now, because chances are the direction you're starting off in is probably way off the beaten path, and the fact is that you have no idea where to start. You may be getting improper information from your attorney, you may be listening to friends, you may be listening to jailhouse attorneys that really have no experience in what they're talking about, and they're giving you it from their point of view, and maybe their point of view goes along with the narrative that you're interested in hearing. Maybe you're hearing the narrative of being told what you want to hear, and that can be a very self-destructing method, because usually what you want to hear is not what you need to hear. And if that's the case, if that's the rut you're stuck in, you need to really ask yourself, the individuals I'm getting advice from, what experience have they had? We even find most attorneys have very little experience when it comes to preparing narratives and character reference letters. Allocutions, they usually have a little bit of experience in, but a lot of the allocutions seem to be very run-of-the-mill, cookie-cutter type of a templated form, which probably isn't going to do you any good. So again, I encourage you guys, if you're going through something and you're extremely stressed out and you don't know what to do, you're looking for assistance, this is the time that you don't want to lay low and just let things fall where they're going to fall. Stick your nose in, get involved with your own situation. And for those of you that are typing, I can't really see the screen. I'm moving, as many of you know. I'm getting ready to go back to South Florida. I'm actually hitting the road Saturday or Sunday of this week. So most of my house is packed up, including my home office. We just transferred the office from Washington to Florida. So we have no physical office right now other than laptop use until I get to Florida next week. So we're gonna have to do with the cell phone for now. But guys, this is where you need to pick up the ball and really run with it. And doing that is asking questions, realizing that you probably need somebody else's help to help you figure out these issues. You're probably not in the best state of mind to think that you have it all figured out. For those of you, the white-collar individuals, I know you're brilliant, you're smart, you've gotten yourself out of many jams. You might think you're going to get yourself out of this jam. Don't allow yourself to get in your own way. Do not become your own worst enemy. Ask for help. Maybe there's nothing valuable I have to offer you, but you won't know until we get on a conversation. And 99% of the time, after a 20-minute conversation, you'll realize the value that is presented to you is much more needed than you originally probably thought. So pick up that phone, give us a call, 504-344-4695. Big shout out to Albert. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you, my man. That's the best news we get. And that's a 36-month probated sentence. Typically, when we see somebody receive probation, it's usually 60 months or